Today we're going to have a conversation about sports media. We're going to show you a few clips that have come through recently. Just have a bigger conversation about where I think sports media is going and what exactly is happening. So this clip right here was from March 1st. Terron Armstead was on The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Now, Uncle Colin, I love Uncle Colin, all right? I have all of his books. He is one of my, I guess, inspirations, you could say, of why I even wanted to do this. Him, Jim Rome, two biggest guys in sports media that I listened to, and I was like, you know what? I could do this. So I love Uncle Colin, but this always happens on The Herd between him and Jason McIntyre. So we are going to watch this, and we'll talk about it. So this is Colin interviewing Terron Armstead.
You've made your money. You can retire today.
Yeah.
But you play outside of quarterback, the most important position in the sport. If a good team called you up and said, dude, 2 years, would you go play?
So Terron Armstead is on is on a 3-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. He has been with the Dolphins, I think, for 3 seasons now. Former Saint has played, he played 15 games last year. This guy has been playing, is playing. This is not like he just signed his deal or he's switching teams or whatever. He is on a roster, has been on a roster, making a big daddy contract. And Uncle Colin is saying if a team called you and gave you 2 years, would you go play? Now, this is live TV. This is a very difficult question for Terron Armstead to answer. Because if you're Terron Armstead, you got to be thinking like, one, you realize he has absolutely no clue who you play for. But also, like, how do you answer this? Do you call him out? Do you say, what are you talking about? I'm on the Dolphins. Like how do you even answer this? I've already seen this clip, but Terron Armstead, I think, does a great job.
I'm on a good team, so no.
So you're not going to play?
Now, Colin doubles down. Terron, I'm on a good team. Colin says, so you're not going to play. Brother, I am playing.
I'm on a good team already.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean,
So nobody else can call me.
this is it.
Dolphins only, yeah.
And that's it.
Now, this is Terron helping him. Dolphins only. So he's telling him, I am on the Miami Dolphins. He's helping him out. I am on the Miami Dolphins. Now, Colin tries to rephrase it and say that, are the Dolphins your last stop? Which was not the question, but...
But you're kind of pausing.
I'm not. I think it's natural pauses in a conversation, you know what I mean?
That's funny. You've made your money.
Bananas. Like, Colin had absolutely no clue absolutely no clue that he's playing for the Miami Dolphins. He's on the show. This isn't like, I understand. Like, if someone called me and said, hey, man, do you know who Terron Armstead plays for? It might take me a minute to be like, is he still on the Dolphins? I understand that. He's in the room. He's in front of him. This isn't CGI. He's 5 feet away. Like, there's got to be some prep, right? Now, this next clip is Shaquille O'Neal. This is from March 12th, all right? This is on Inside the NBA, biggest NBA show in the world. He's talking about the Detroit Pistons.
I will be interested. You said something very interesting about Cade Cunningham. Great player now at this stage. He plays at his own pace. Anybody that can consistently play at their own pace and put up numbers is a great player. I like the way he's playing. I like what Chauncey is doing. Those guys play hard.
So he said, I like what Chauncey's doing.
My favorite player on that team is Isaiah Stewart. Big body, hard guy. I can knock people out, push people around.
No, I can't let this go. Like who? Who's doing it? You said Chauncey?
Chauncey's the coach, right?
Okay.
Chauncey's the coach, right? Chauncey Billups, Pistons legend. Chauncey Billups has been the coach of the Portland Trailblazers for either 4 or 5 seasons. Okay, JB Bickerstaff is the coach of the Pistons.
Okay.
Portland. No. That's he coaches.
I was like, I can't let this go.
JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Bickerstaff, that's what I mean. Hey, first of all, I don't watch Detroit. How about that, boo-boo? I don't watch them.
couldn't let that go.
I messed up.
I like what Chauncey's doing.
I made a mistake.
For the Trailblazers?
What you freaking do? I made a mistake.
No, but I mean this sincerely. I think you would enjoy watching the Detroit Pistons.
I don't really get
They
to watch
play
them.
hard.
No,
Cade is phenomenal. Jalen Duren's
Love
your
Cade.
kind of big.
Love Cade. I love Isaiah Stewart.
Now, this is what I really want to talk about. I think we're hitting this interesting time, and everything's a circle. I think we're hitting this interesting time in sports media where we're going to almost go backwards. 20 years ago, the people who were talking sports were the people who were watching sports. Like the people who knew everything. If you're a college basketball studio analyst, you are watching every single game. If you are an NFL studio analyst, you are watching every game multiple times. If you're a baseball guy or girl, you are watching every pitch, even the blowout games. Tuesday night, put on a pot of coffee at 9 p.m. You got a West Coast game, you're watching it. You can name the starting rotation. You can name the bench players. You can name the bullpen guys. That is what it used to be. When the embrace debate thing happened with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, studio analysts turned closer to celebrities. They turned close, and you can see this with Monday Night Football too. And Monday Night Football brought in Dennis Miller, and it kind of got away from like hard-hitting X's and O's, and it got more towards just entertainment, and it got more towards celebrities and screaming matches, and you got away from facts, you got away from analysis, and you got more into the hot take world. The deeper we got in the hot take world, the more it didn't matter if you knew what you were talking about. And that's when we've seen it recently, right? Stephen A. Smith was just debating Kai Cenat, right? It doesn't matter. As long as you can be entertaining and say some outlandish stuff for an hour, it's good enough for me. I think now, this is just the temperature that I'm getting in sports media. I think now we're shifting. And I think now, my theory is that it's because of legalized sports gambling, because of fantasy sports, daily fantasy, and all that booming over the last however many years. If you're going to listen to analysis, you're probably going to bet on it. You're probably going to have money on the game. You're going to have your own reason for watching, and you want to know what's going on. And so when you're hearing this analysis from people who don't even know who the coaches are, who don't even know who the players are, and they're getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, it creates this distrust in the audience. And the audience is thinking, why the hell would I listen to you? There's probably 50 different YouTube channels covering the Dolphins who do a great job. Every team has, or every league, every sport has guys and girls who are watching every second of every game and breaking down stuff and, being really thorough with their analysis. And so I have a sneaky feeling that in the next year, couple of years, you're going to see a big shift away from the celebrity, highly paid analysts who don't particularly watch the games, who just broadly cover the sports. And I think you're going to see a shift more towards the diehards who really cover a league, really cover a team, really cover a sport. It's just too accessible now. It's way too accessible now. There's too many options. So it blows my mind because, for example, last Sunday, I think it was Sunday, I just casually watched 3 soccer games. Started off with Celta Vigo and Villarreal and the Spanish La Liga. Then I'm watching something else. I'm betting on horses all day. Not to mention won a horse betting tournament. No big deal. Did that. Then I'm watching college basketball all day. Then I'm watching the selection show. Then I'm going into research about the games. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. I don't have a studio show covering the NBA. I'm not interviewing Terron Armstead. I understand that at a certain point you make a lot of money and you have a lot of opportunities and you're constantly doing stuff and you're flying from here, flying from there, and you can't just sit down for 3 hours and watch a game. But now, if you're in the audience, you can find the people who are watching those games. You can find the people who do know who JB Bickerstaff is, who does know who Terron Armstead is. And you can get the analysis and the data and the information that you want. I have a feeling that the next wave of sports media is going to be a combination, because you do have to be entertaining. You absolutely have to be entertaining. You absolutely have to be fun to listen to, or funny, or something about you. No one wants to go back and listen to, Tom Brokaw or what. No one wants to listen to, like, I hate to throw this guy under the bus, but like Zach Lowe. Zach Lowe is one of the best NBA minds out there, as far as like like someone covering the NBA. But he's not necessarily the most charismatic or whatever. So when ESPN let him go, everyone was like, how could they possibly let this guy go? Well, and it's shown that it really doesn't matter, because he's not entertaining to listen to. Now you have someone like Ryan Russillo, who is incredibly entertaining to listen to, who also will watch every single game. And he will league pass. And Bill Simmons, a great example too, where Bill Simmons is entertaining. And you also know this dude's going to watch Phoenix versus the Timberwolves that tips off at 10:30 on a Tuesday. He's going to watch this game. Like Ryan Russillo is going to watch just the Wizards and the Heat Wednesday tipping off at 10 p.m. That's what you want. It's going to be a combination of exciting entertainment, charismatic, funny, whatever, with that hard-hitting analysis that you know is right. And when this stuff comes through and I see it, it just blows my mind. Like I say it, and it is the truth. I watch I have not missed. I don't know the exact date. I'm just going to throw one out there. I have watched every Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night game in its entirety for the last minimum 10 years. Minimum 10 years. I have watched every Saints game. I couldn't even tell you the last time I missed the Saints game. I have no idea. Yeah, as far as like a Sunday during NFL season where I did not watch a full game, I mean, if you told me 25 years, I'd believe you. That might be a little high because I'm not that old, but 20 years, I'd believe you. Like, it's just something that I do. I just watch these games. So, when I see NFL studio analysts on ESPN who don't know who blank player is, or don't know who's coaching blank team, or where a player went to college or whatever, it blows my mind. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Have you found, because I'm interested, because I have a pretty good finger of the pulse of this kind of stuff, but sometimes I could be off. Do you find yourself still watching the kind of like fun, entertaining, hot take, national, like super high level, super broad sports media? Or do you find yourself watching the more detailed sports media of the guys who cover the leagues or cover a sport or cover a team more intently? Like I mentioned, Ryan Russillo and Bill Simmons. If something happens in the NBA and I want to hear about it, because the NBA, like the NBA is, I don't ingest a lot of NBA content as much as other sports. I mean, it's pretty low on my totem pole. I'm going to go seek out Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo. I'm going to go seek them out and listen to what they have to say. But I'm not going to go seek out like what Stephen A. Smith has to say about the Knicks, or what Shaquille O'Neal or Charles Barkley has to say about the Houston Rockets. But some people, I guess, do. I don't know. NFL, same thing. Like I ingest obviously a ton of NFL content. I'm never seeking out what ESPN's Get Up has to say about whatever, or even like Mel Kiper. Like his stuff comes through, but when it comes to draft prep, like there's just so many better places to find draft information than Mel Kiper nowadays. But I could be off. What do you do? You let me know in the comments. I want this to be a free-flowing conversation. I love talking about sports media. I love talking about the journalism side of it. Not even the journalism side, just the media side of it. As a former journalist, as a tried and true trained journalist, let me know. Love talking about the fluidity of sports media. So what do you do? What do you ingest? Do you listen to podcasts for this sport, and then YouTube for this sport, and then national shows for this sport, or do you have kind of your own little like card? It's almost like a personal subscription service is how I look at it. Where you may get, like if you're a Saints fan, you may get your Saints information from me, but your NFL information you might get from ESPN. And then if you like hockey, you may find that from this guy on Twitter. And then, you may have like your little carved out personal kind of viewing situation. But let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you on the next video.